What's up, everybody? It's your favorite cute little big head fella's favorite nerd. And today we are looking at the Deadpool Orechan Edition from Good Smile, which is the same company that makes Figma, I believe. And this is on loan to me from Joe KW. He's a huge Deadpool fan, for those not in the know. And I like this figure a lot more than I thought I would. I think he's cute. I think he's fun. We're gonna get into everything about him and then talk about the pros and cons, and then we'll move forward. But I just want to get everybody off on a good foot with this guy. So let's start off with the eyes. You get interchangeable eyes, which has kind of become a thing for Deadpool now. I feel like you get the like the heart throb eyes with like the hearts like pounding out of the eye socket, which is cool. We'll show that here in a minute. We have like the super happy face Deadpool eyes, like oh my OMG, and that works well. And then we have like the Cartman eyes, like eyes, and then we have the like the kind of signature Deadpool looking eyes with the one eye wide and the other one kind of squinting. And so that's cool, plus the standard ones that we saw at the opening of the video. Just as a heads up, to swap the eyes out, you have to pull the front part of the face off, which will pull the eyes out of their respective sockets. And then you can just put this back on, and then you can put in, you know, whichever eyes you'd like. Let's do the heart ones. There. He also comes with this accessory, which is like a change out lower part of the body with the little boxer shorts with hearts on them, all painted well, and then the skin is all like, you know, decayed and burnt up or whatever, like it should be, and painted appropriately, and that is awesome. And then it just pegs in right into the bottom of the figure, no fuss, no muss. We have 3 additional hands, 2 holding hands and 1 thumbs up. All detailed the same, which we'll get to when we get to the figure. They're very small, so, you know, don't let them get away from you. We have 2 signature swords, silver metallic paint, and then the black and red painted really sharp to be so small. They also come with a scabbard that can plug into his back, much better than some I've seen. We'll talk about that soon. Let's make sure I'm doing this the right way. So they just slide in there. No problemo. And then this can plug into the back here, and they're nice and spread far apart, so to speak, so that it can account for that big old unit. Yeah, and like that ain't going anywhere. And of course the holding hands can hold the swords. Lastly, he comes with the display base. This is important because this is the one thing I really would have banged this figure for, was not having something to keep this figure stabilized, because of its huge head. It just lends itself to falling over and being top heavy, etc., etc. So because it has the stand, I'm giving it a pass. You know, any figure that I have that has trouble standing, but they include a stand to stabilize the figure, I give a pass. Like, this does what it's supposed to do. This obviously doesn't belong to me, so I'm not going to open it up and potentially put any wear and tear on anything, but I imagine that this works just fine. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. So first and foremost, I just want to say that he is very small. You know, he comes up to about the waist on Han Solo Black Series, so just a little fella. But don't let that turn you off. So there's a ball hinge here at the neck, which goes into a swivel at the top of the head, and then another ball peg at the, or maybe it's another hinge, or maybe it's just the swivel. Yeah, it's just the swivel down at the neck. So anyway, because it sits up fairly high, which is fine ultimately, like you get a ton of range of motion out of his huge old melon. So you get down to here. I actually know a guy with a large head, and people actually call the dude Head, like it's his nickname. And then up to here, and then you get the swivel, no confused dog look. But I think that's pretty awesome. And I love the sculpt, like just a little, like it's very anime-ish. It's very little manga guy running around. He has, looks like it's like a universal for a shoulder, because you got a hinge here and then it swivels inside the chest. Bicep swivel, single hinged elbow that gets you a little shy of 90 degrees. Everything is painted clean. The silver's painted, the browns are painted, the red, sometimes the black is painted on the red. I'm trying to see if any red is painted on the black, maybe on the hands. Hard to say. But either way, like it looks clean, it matches, it looks sharp, it works. The belts are sculpted on the chest. The little buckles are sculpted. The suit is sculpted. The belt on the waist is sculpted. All the little pouches are sculpted. Pouches on his thigh. The thigh straps. This should have been painted red inside that thigh strap there. So that's a bit of a bummer, but not the biggest deal in the world. But everything is sculpted. Everything is painted. And everything looks good for what it is. So you have a ball joint for the upper chest, which gets you the swivel for a waist swivel. And, you know, a bit of up and down, back and forth, et cetera, et cetera. The head is really big, so it does throw the balance of the figure off if you don't have it just right. And the universal works fine, gets you 90 degrees. And then the swivel, we talked about that, talked about the elbow, right? All that works well. Okay, so the thighs, or the hips rather, are on T-jointed ball joints. They get you out to there. And then they get you forward and back to there. And then you have a bit of a swivel at the ball joint. You have a knee joint that's really, I'm not going to force that one, tight on that one. This one works a lot better and gets you just shy of 90 degrees. And then the feet are on little ball pegs. So you get an ankle tilt and a little bit of a rocker, and it all really works for what it is. I think it's awesome. Like, okay, so let me stop and we'll get back to it.
You know, it's actually kind of messing with me. Because, like, normally I wouldn't think I would enjoy a figure like this. You might say it's playing head games. Am I right? He gets it.
So I don't think it's worth getting too carried away, but I just want to say for my final thoughts, I absolutely, positively, 100% love it. I don't have any complaints. I think it's perfect for what it is. You know, for something fun to have in your office or at work or wherever, just like a little cool thing to have sitting around if you're a Deadpool fan or just a cool figure fan, a well-made figure fan, because it is extremely well-made, it's extremely well-painted, it's extremely well-sculpted, it all just works. Of course, it's a niche thing, and that just is what it is, but it still works really well, and I feel like they thought of everything they possibly could, maybe with the exception of some firepower. I wonder, though, if in this market where this figure is relatively, you know, regularly released in the Japanese market, if this is aimed at children and what their culture is in regards to children and guns. That's the only reason why I can think they wouldn't include any. But that's my only little gripe about it. Otherwise, it's absolutely, positively outstanding. 100%. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.